Hello, everyone. If you're just joining in, this is the sound check portion of the show, kind of where we're just hanging out and chatting, making sure everything sounds good and that you can hear me okay. And we are going to begin very shortly. This is the first Happy Music Live, and I'm really excited to be a part of it. So we are going to hang out for about 3 minutes, and then Hey Jack is going to sign in, and then we're going to kick off our inaugural conversation. So if you're in here, maybe just drop a thumbs up in the comment section if you can hear me okay. Since you guys are the ones who Alright, so we're just doing a quick check-in, just a second. Back. Production, you know, when you're doing production on your own, it's like kind of one of those things. You kind of have to just write it out. And good evening to those of you who are here. My name is Rue Johnson. If we haven't had the opportunity to meet each other, my name is Rue Johnson, and I am going to be moderating this conversation tonight for the inaugural kickoff of Happy Music Live. Which is going to be a conversation that takes place on Wednesdays. And it's going to be happening with artists that you love. Some of them you might know. Some of them you might not know. Some of them you'll get to know. And in general, we're going to have some really open and honest conversations. So we got about 1 more minute before this baby is supposed to kick off. And we're waiting on our first artist. The only artist, actually, tonight. His name is Hey Jack, and he is from Mexico City, and I feel like his energy is going to be exactly what we need for today. And hello to everyone in the comments. Nice seeing you. Sorry about that. The video paused because my gratitude alarm went off, which is an alarm that I set so that every day, no matter what's happening, at the same time every day, I bow my head and give it a moment of thanks. No matter what's happening, I'm able to create a space for myself. And that's what happy is about. And that's what these conversations will be about. It's what you do to get by. And that's kind of where I've been and what I have been experiencing. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. Hello, everyone. Some of you I know. I'm excited to be a part of this project. I'm going to tell you more about it. Hoping that we're getting Hey Jack in the chat here. Let me just send a note to production. All right, so if you're just tuning in, my name is Rue Johnson, and I am moderating this discussion tonight on behalf of Happy Music Live. And Happy Music Live is going to be conversations that take place on Wednesdays that are designed to get real, raw, and uncut with artists that you care about and artists that you'll be interested in getting to know. So if you're not familiar with Happy, Happy is an app that connects you to the most caring people in the country on the phone, you know? And it's one thing that I feel like we have lost in terms of last year and the pandemic and the way that we connected with each other. And Happy is designed to be there for you. In moments of encouragement, when you're on top of the world, there's someone who can listen. In moments when you feel like the world is on top of you and you're underneath, right? And someone who can listen and who can encourage you. And Happy, the app, is really, really designed for every single person to feel and experience the emotional support that they need. And so this conversation about mental health is going to be so important because Happy is really designed to show us how to care about each other and how to be with each other on an emotional and soul level. And as these conversations brew and develop, what we find is that many people are looking for the opportunity to connect with someone else around what we got to do to get by in this crazy world. And so, Happy Music is sort of the branch or an arm of Happy the Movement, and Happy Music is designed to give artists and musicians a place to put their raw emotion, and it's designed to give them a place to show their audience that it's okay to be vulnerable, and it's designed to give free support for those who need it. So your first Happy call is free, so it's like talk therapy, right? During the good times and the bad, you just pick up the phone and there's someone on the other end who will be able to listen to you and hear you and be with you in those moments. And so I'm really excited to be here and to be a part of it, because creating these conversations are continually the most important thing. So while I'm getting Hey Jack in, if you haven't had the opportunity, please follow Happy the Movement. It's at Happy the Movement. I believe there might be an underscore, but you'll see that lovely pink logo, and download the app and make your first phone call, and there will be someone on the other end who picks up and who will be able to listen to you and be with you. So my name is Rue Johnson. This is Happy Music Live. It's the first one. I've been stalling. Hey Jack is here. Let me bring him in. All right. Hi.
Hey, what's up, bro?
How are you?
All good, and you?
I'm really good. I'm playing your jams right now.
Isn't it? Yeah.
And I've enjoyed listening to your flow and your style, and I feel like the way that you tell your story, there's so much rhythm to it and there's so much energy to it. So thank you.
No, don't mention it. Thanks for you inviting me on this stuff. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Okay, so we're gonna just jump into it. I gave a little bit of an intro before you got on. So this is our first Happy Music Live. This is the first time where we're creating opportunities for artists to tell their story and to do it in a unique and real and raw way. And so there are some questions that I have for you, but I really just, I'm here I want to listen to you. I've been listening to your music and I've been spending time just, watching your movement. And I think you have so much to say. And so I would love for you to start off by just telling us about who you are as an artist, where you're from, and anything else that you want to say to open it up.
Okay, for sure. First of all, is the light cool?
Maybe we could always do a little more light. I can see you, but we could, you could
Yeah,
maybe shift.
maybe if I make like this, right?
Better, much better. Yes, much.
Cool.
Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. Good.
Cool. Yeah, well, I'm from Mexico City. Right now, living in a hood that calls Condesa, Hipódromo Condesa. And well, the music that you listen on Spotify, I make with another brother that calls Sunny G, and the whole project called Live Sample. We make that tracks a long time ago, like shit, like 5 years ago, I think. Yeah, more or less. The first track I made, it was Horribler, that talks a little bit about my dad, because it was the first track I made with Santi. That was the contact. So all that album, it's like 12 tracks on it, but we only released 6, and we call it Pacifico 350 because we used to live in that street and on that number. So every story you listen on the album is like mostly true histories, because it happens. It's like a live sample.
Yes, no, and that's why you call it life sampled. Absolutely, sampled
Yeah.
from your life. And so, you've gone through so much. And so, to those who aren't as familiar, one thing that you shared in your share your song video is that you kind of you talked about the times when you had to sort of sell your soul in white baggies, right? So, what does that mean? Like, obviously, like I know what it means. Like people who are from the street kind of understand, but talk about some of the things that you've had to do during your time of just making it in this world.
Well,
I know we're just getting right into it. We're just
yeah,
jumping.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I do a bunch of things, you know. I mean, right now, I realize that not all of the things were bad, you know. I mean, on society, how society can look at that work, you know, or like that influence of money, you know. I mean, it's not right. No, society can watch it wrong. You know.
Hmm.
So right now, I realize that it's not bad. You know, it's just like a medium. You know, because I mean, if you do what you have to do, you know, if you don't go on the bad way on the left side, you know, nothing can go wrong. I think, you know. So when I was doing those kind of things, I didn't care about myself, you know. I only care about money, you know. I mean, I forget music. I forget to care about my health, you know. I forget so many things because I drank a lot at that time. So I mean, it was rough, but it was fun at the same time, you
Hmm.
know.
Hmm.
So I mean, and now is the past, you know. I don't live it in the same way right now, and I think that that change in my life give me another perception on life, you know, on how I see the life and how I live my life, you know, right now.
And what was happening to you during those times that made you not care about yourself? I mean, you talked about some loss that you've experienced and have had people close to you pass. And were those things that really kind of made you feel like there was nothing to really hope for?
Well, yeah, well, the thing I talk in the video, it happened like 2 years ago because my brother died, you know, and at that moment I realized that my friends, that the people that they used to be my friend, you know, they don't appear at that moment, even if to say hello or something, you know, because I realized that when I used to sell that things, you know,
Hmm.
you have people around you, you know, because you have money, because you have that stuff, because you are the fun people, you know, you are like the center of the party, you know.
Hmm.
So I realized that no, not so much of my friends call me like, hey, you okay, because I know, because your brother died or something like that. Just a few ones, you know. So I realized that who I'm with, you know.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
that is,
absolutely.
yeah.
And then when your life started to change, and you really felt like you were starting to create something you were proud of with your music and then with just caring about yourself, taking care of yourself. When your life started to change, is kind of difficult, change is hard.
Yeah.
And how difficult was it for you to make that change, and what did you use to stay motivated during that time?
Well, it took me a while. Honestly, I it took me like a year, you know. Like I don't know what I'm doing at that time with my time, with my life, you know. So the change of earning money,
Hmm.
I think it was the rough thing, you know, because I was like used to get money that easy, you know. So now that I changed it, like not so long ago, I realized that it's hard to work, you know, it's hard to get money. So you took other people places, you know. You have more empathy and sympathy for the other people, you know.
Hmm.
So I start cooking, I sell clothes. uh, I'm, I'm digging it, you know, because
Yeah.
it's fresh, you know, it's fresh. It happened like 1 year ago, like that I stopped it, I took that decision. So yeah, and I start over to creating things on music, you know, because I mean that is the thing I want to do in my life, not the other thing, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so how are you proud of yourself? Is that, do you feel like you have reached like a level of success even for yourself?
Mm, not at all, eh? Not at all, because I want more, you know. I want to get more higher, you know, because I feel like I lost a lot of years, you know, because I was doing nothing. I was partying all the day. I was getting money that easy, you know. So now I want to get other things, you know, like especially on music, you know, especially on music and on myself, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, and what's where is your music going to take you? Like what, and how has your music changed as your life has changed?
Oh, well, right now on the creation on the new things I'm working on, um, I realized that on that moment when I used to live on Pacifico 350, um, I talk about the truth, you know. So I talk about that I want to get out of that. You know? I talk about that it's not the way to get it, you know, because right now I think on the rap scene worldwide, we're watching that everybody's talking about money, about kills, about that, and they don't realize that that is not the path, you know. You have to teach something to the other people, you know, telling the truth, because right now, I mean, I look on my around me, you know, and people want that shit.
Hmm.
People want that is the only thing they want, you know. They want money, they want the best women, you know, the best trips, the best cars, and I'm not on that path, you know.
Yeah.
So I want to tell another thing. So that is the difference between the work I do on that time and right now, you know, because I can listen to my old me, and I have sympathy for that,
Hmm.
you
Hmm.
know, because I was telling the truth.
Yeah. And a sympathy for your old self because you had to do what you had to do during those times, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's not that easy to talk about it, but yeah,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
you. I mean, for me, I want the best for me and for the other people, you know. And I took time to learn that, you know, because I used to be the classy hater, you know. I don't like it. No, I don't like that. So it took my time.
And do you feel like you have more freedom now that you've kind of changed a lot in your life and then also given up some of the more materialistic things that you were concerned about before? Do you feel more free?
Mm, kind of. Yeah, for sure. Truly, the thing I have right now is controlling my life, you know, because on that time it was like on the how do you say that, on the autopilot, you know.
Yeah.
It was like that. I was just doing that things and that, and right now I have more vision, you know, and I want other things.
What else do you want? What more do you want for yourself in your life?
I want to continue doing music, and I want to get better, you know. I don't want to have like too much fans or that, you know. If happened, it happened, you know. But I want to get better. I want to focus on the knowledge and learn other things.
I love that. And it takes a lot of courage to be able to say that you want more for yourself because there's a lot of work involved with getting what you want, right? And in working hard towards everything that you deserve and doing it in a way that still allows you to have integrity and for you to feel proud of yourself and be able to look in the mirror every day and say that you did it the right way or the way that you want. So, do you feel supported? Do you feel like the people in your life support this kind of new outlook and they're supporting you and holding you up so that you feel uplifted so that you can go and make these dreams happen?
Yeah, yeah, truly. Yeah. How tell you, it was like not all the people, you know, but most of the close people. Yeah, I feel it. Yeah, I feel it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And do you feel more confident because and like going after the things you want because you know that people like even if you fail, you still have people around you that love you and that care about you. You know, is that does that make a difference in how confident you are in the work you're doing?
Mm, yeah, I feel it. Yeah, I feel confident on myself. Yeah, truly. Yeah, how I tell you, it was like yeah, I just realized that no, that not all of the old people are here. You know,
Mhm.
so now the people that are around me, I can call it friends. You know, like real friends.
Yeah, the trust that comes from the
Yeah.
experience that you have with people, absolutely. And one thing that I kind of this is the perfect time and opportunity to mention. You know, one thing that we do at Happy is offer support to people who haven't reached that moment yet. And so it's always important to know that there are people who can be there with you during your process. And a shameless plug, you got to download Happy the app. That's your first call is free and it allows you to connect with someone who can really help build you on that soul level. So, to everyone who's watching, please take the opportunity to download the app and to know that there is a space for you to create this moment that Hey Jack is talking about. So, I want to just pivot real quick to talk a few minutes about new music, new art, new creativity. You know, you're feeling good, you're shining bright, the light is shining down upon you. I see the beauty and the peace and the joy that's like flowing off of you. So obviously you're working on new music and new creative things, right? So
Yeah.
tell me everything.
Yeah. Well, um, now I'm working on three albums. One is the live sample album, but the whole album of Pacifico 350. But I want to release that with new sounds, no? With the whole album, but with new sounds. The same lyrics, the same histories, but with new sounds.
Hmm.
And I'm working with another friend that calls Charlotte, that I think is one of the best rappers here in Mexico. And I'm working a little EP with him. And I also working with another South rapper of the city
Hmm.
that calls ZN. And now I'm working on those three albums. Yeah. And
Yeah.
yeah.
The three albums, like obviously you're organized, the inspiration is flowing because three albums is definitely a lot, but we can't wait to hear what you're making and any way that we can be supportive to you and share your music out. Please let's stay in
Thanks.
touch and let's keep connecting. So
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
I have
yeah,
one
thanks.
final question for you, and then if there's any questions that people have who are watching, if this is a good time to drop those in the comments so that we can get those answered. But I guess my last question is like what do you do to keep going every single day? Because personally, hey Jack, I feel like every day there's something to do. Like every day you have to like wake up and like do life, like it's
Yeah,
just like every single day.
yeah,
Um
for sure.
every day.
Yeah.
Grateful to have these days, but it's a lot sometimes and it can be hard to feel like every single day there's like something new that we have to do and accomplish. And so to someone like you who's been through so much and also has so much to give, and the way that you also offer yourself as support, like what do you do to get by, to feel full, to feel comfortable?
Mm, well, I think on my close people, because each day I thought about my father, about my family, about my granny. I think it's the love. I I believe in love. I is the most thing I think I believe on. So each day I remember my father, my other brothers, my mother. Now the lady I'm with, she's awesome. So I wake up and I saw her face and it's like, hell yeah, I'm alive.
Yes.
You know.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah, for sure. So it's that, to live another day with love, with your people.
Yeah.
That's all I think. Yeah.
Yes. There's actually in the comments, there's people who are, saying that you're really inspiring and, they're connecting with you on some loss that you've experienced. And I too want to say that you're, so inspiring, and the way that you're
Thank you.
able to
Appreciate
just
it.
convey your story is truly inspiring. There was two questions. One
Okay.
question from Kristen: how do you hope the sharing of your story can inspire your fans to share theirs too? I love that question.
Yeah. Well, how do I hope? Well, because I'm talking with the truth, and with the heart. So I think it's nothing to be afraid if it's you, because if the people wants to accept you, or if the people want to be with you, they're gonna accept you as you are. So if you're shy of telling your story, you shouldn't.
Mm-hmm. I love that. Yes. Feel comfortable and confident, because there are people who want to hear it, who need to hear it. There's another question that says, who do you listen to get inspired? Who is on your playlist?
Well, I'm a music lover. I have a bunch of playlists, so I listen a bunch of artists. I don't have like one. I have a bunch of artists, and I think it's my better drug. The music.
Yeah.
Like I listen all the time. I listen to music, so I have like my favorite playlist. It calls Uno, and it's only rap music, or my favorite playlist. No, my playlist that is called Two is only rock music. The three is only disco. Four is only blues, soul, gospel, all that kind of things. The five is electronic music. The six is salsa,
Yeah.
all type of salsa. And the seven is like Mexican music. Yeah, that
Um,
is.
of course, you have them all labeled and numbered. You know how many
Yeah.
places you have. Like, I'm not surprised by that. That's really
Yeah, I'm a little bit crazy about that.
clever. Okay, another question says, which of your songs are you most proud of?
Of my songs,
Of your own songs,
on my old songs.
or your own
Well,
of your songs?
well, I have one that is unreleased, but it's from the same album that calls "The Best That Never Did It."
Mm.
So it's like a funky song, like a real funky song, and I think it's my best song, because it has too much change. The lyrics of Sandy G is the one of the best lyrics,
Mm.
and I think that is my best song. I think, and I feel proud of it.
Yes, excellent. Oh, that's so amazing. And when you feel good about something, you feel comfortable to share it with the world. And so just know we're all waiting for new music, new art, and all kinds of things from you. Again, to everyone who's watching, if you're not following Hey Jack, please do follow Real Happy Music. We're going to have a ton more opportunities and conversations coming up. And is there anything else that you would want to say to anyone who's watching about how they can better, feel supported and connect with you and other people in our community?
Well, like I say, like feel that love, always, always. Don't lose it. Because I mean, there's good times, and we appreciate good times, and we don't realize that how they good are when we lost it. We realize it. So if you're having like a good time, enjoy it, because maybe the bad time is gonna happen one day. So you're gonna you're gonna be better, and don't be shy. Express yourself, you
Yeah.
know, because
And
if you don't take your insight to the other people, how they gonna know who you are? So
mhm.
express yourself, and always with the truth, always.
Ah, I love that. That's express yourself and always with the truth. That is the word from I now my friend, my friend, Hey Jack, taking the opportunity to, to just get down to it with us, and for you are, and sharing your hope and your creativity. Your story is incredible, and I'm really excited to continue connecting with you. To everyone watching, again, download Happy the app. Your first call is free. Connect with the most caring people who can listen to you, encourage you, uplift you, and help you find your place in this crazy world as we do all that we can to make it through. So, hey, Jack, thank you for everything.
Thank you, Ruth. Thank you to Happy Music for inviting me to this.
Absolutely. Please look out for all things new coming from my friend from Ciudad de Mexico. So, gracias. Español es más o menos, so I didn't want to try it tonight, but next.
But you speak it well, eh?
Yes, yeah. Thank you.
Okay, Ruth.
Everyone will be back, and we're gonna do these conversations on Wednesdays. So, artists, hit me up, and everyone, please follow Hey Jack and make your first happy call. We'll see you all very soon.
Bye, Ruth. Good night.